Hi, I'm Gary.
And I'm me.
Today we're talking about the weirdest footwear in history. Wheezy couldn't be here today because he's murdering a rabbit. No, he's getting a haircut.
Yeah. Exactly.
WheezyWaiter.
So, upon doing research for this list, we found no shortage of ridiculous shoes out there.
So true. I didn't do any research.
In order to narrow down the list, we've decided to make this list about weird shoes in history that people probably actually wore in everyday life.
Not just for kicks.
But before we do that, here's some of the ridiculous shoes that we found that were probably just a joke.
Kicks.
There's the Pokemon Game Boy platform shoes, the translucent hamster stripper boot.
OMG, so cute! I want them!
Me, you would kill those hamsters. Please, have you seen my stripper routine? I am a beautiful, delicate flower up there.
I doubt it.
And hot. So hot.
Stop doing things.
Then you got the hamburger Nike sneaker, delicious. The super ridiculous reverse heels, the good old elephant dung shoes, that's my number 2 favorite. And my personal favorite, the boxing glove shoes, the only shoes made to sock you. What about kickboxing shoes? Kickboxing's a myth, Gary. Speaking of socks, you know, after reading about all these weird shoes, they kind of freak me out. I don't think I'm gonna wear them anymore.
Really?
What are you gonna wear then? Well, I wear these socks made by Bombas that have a reinforced footbed. Super comfortable. Here they are. Ah! I think I just broke my butt muscle. Socks are comfy though. I wear those too. They're cool because every pair you order, one pair is donated to a homeless shelter. Yeah, and they have reduced foot odor, which is great. That means I won't pass out from my own rank foot stank. Yeah, you smell really gross. I don't shower much, Gare.
I know.
There's a link in the doobly-doo to bombas.com/WheezyWaiter, and if you use the code WheezyWaiter20, you get 20% off your first purchase. And also, you said everything. Good job. All right, now to the list of weird shoes in history that people actually wore. First on the list, cob-cobs.
Cob-cobs.
These super tall shoes were worn by women in the Middle East around the 15th century who wanted to avoid dirty, wet floors in public bathhouses. They get their name from the sound they make when you walk. Really? If that's the case, then I'm going to call regular shoes shunk, 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 shunk. And if you're not wearing them, they'll be called... Okay. Next on the list is another ridiculously tall shoe called the chapine. They were popular among Italian women in the 16th century. Apparently things were just really dirty back then because they were originally used to protect shoes and dresses from mud and street soil. I think that's pretty dumb. Why is that, Judgy McJudgerton? Well, to avoid dirt, I just attach a broom to one of my feet and then I sweep around the other foot as I walk. It's easy. Oh, yeah, great idea. That's a great idea. Next on the list, we have India's oldest footwear, the Padukas. Or Padukas, Yes, or toe knob sandals.
What'd you call me?
They're also called toe knob sandals. But yes, they are. I also read that there's a spiked knob version, which is used for the purpose of machoism to show how tough you are. I could do that. No, actually masochism. Oh. Yeah, I'd do that too. Next, we have a more recent shoe that was actually worn by Lady Gaga at one time, the Armadillo Shoes. Yes, and an interesting fact about these shoes is that they are ugly. Yep, that's pretty much it. Next on the list, we have the super weird Oirin shoes, which were worn in feudal Japan by what are basically high-ranking prostitutes.
Those are so weird. They're super tall and they got 3 legs and they're just not practical. Why? Why?
Well, fashion's basically about culture and status and history.
Well, from now on, I'm only gonna wear what's practical. That's why I don't wear underwear.
But underwear are kind of practical. They give you support. And
well, not the way I walk. I can just walk like this, and then I get support without underwear. I just pull back like this. Nice, supportive, walking.
And last, and probably worst, the lotus shoe. The Chinese custom of breaking and binding a girl's feet to make them look small began thousands of years ago.
Ow.
Production of the shoe stopped in 2009, but you can still find them in museums. In conclusion...
Ow!
Okay.
Ouch.
Okay.
Owie.
All right.
Ow.
Okay, we're done.
Ow. Ouch.
Wheezy Waiter.
Next on the list, we have the super weird or... Next on the list, we have the super weird Oirin, or... I don't know how to pronounce it. Oirin.
Aurin?
Or how would you pronounce it?
Aurin?
Oirin?
Aurin?
It wouldn't be Aurin. Well,
Oirin?
Oirin.
Oirin?
Or I'm
I'm
going
just
to say
say
Oirin. Oirin. I'm going to say Oirin, okay?
Okay.
Say Oirin.
This is the end of the video.